Hello, all. Today I will take up the poem The Glove and the Lions by Leigh Hunt, which is in the ICSE Class 10 board. So, The Glove and the Lion is a very famous poem written by Leigh Hunt. This is a poem which gives a very strong message, especially to the youth, that love has no vanity. If there is vanity in love, that is not pure love. So, here in this poem, which is in a narrative style. Now, please understand what is a narrative style, where a story kind of story is told in the poem. So, this form is also called a ballad. This kind of poetry is also called a ballad. So, here the story as it goes, that it's narrating a story. It revolves around the Count de Large, whose beloved has set in a very big test for him. The King Francis, he had called all the courtiers, ladies, to view a royal sport in which the lions was fighting in the arena. Now the beloved, the lady of Count de Large, she wants to experiment his love towards her. So she throws the gloves of her hands into the arena where the lions are fighting to test the valor and chivalry of her lover, Count de Lodge. Count de Lodge goes in the arena, and in a whisk, he brings the glove and throws it on her face. So at this, King Francis says that it was very justified. The action was very justified because there is no vanity in the love. If a person loves truly, then he or she cannot put her or his lover in a dangerous situation. So now let's move on. So I will explain the poem line by line, and also I'll give you the figures of speech. So there are 4 stanzas in it. So the first stanza, as I read: King Francis was a hearty king and loved a royal sport, and one day as his lions fought, sat looking on the court. The nobles filled the benches and the ladies in their pride, and amongst them sat the Count de Lodge, with one for whom he sighed. And truly it was a gallant thing to see that crowning show. Valor and love, and a king above, and the royal beasts below. So in the first stanza, it is very beautifully showcased that how the royal sport was going on. That is, King Francis was a hearty king. That is, he had a very big heart and he loved the royal sport. And one day, what did he do? The lions, they were all watching the lions fighting in the arena, and he had all the nobles, courtiers, ladies, all were present to view the spectacle. And it was a crowning show, means it was a complete show. Everything was very good, and it was valor, and the whole atmosphere was full of valor and love. And the king sat above, and the royal beasts were fighting in the arena. So here I give you the word meanings also of this stanza. So I move on to the second stanza. Ramped and roared the lions with horrid laughing jaws. They bit, they glared, gave blows like beams. A wind went with their paws. With valoring might and stifled roar, they rolled on one another, till all the pit with sand and mane was in a thunderous smother. The bloody foam above the bars came whisking through the air. Said Francis then, "Faith, gentlemen, we are better here than there." So in this stanza, you see the whole fight of the two lions are very well described. That is, they were all ramped and rode the entire arena, and there was a horrid fight. There was a horrible fight among the lions, and they glared at one another. That is, they stared angrily at one another, and they were fighting in such a way as if they were hitting with beams. That is, what are beams? The logs of wood, the pieces of wood, and they were rolling about in the sand, and they were stifling, they were suppressing one another. And the long hair, the mane on their neck, they was all covered with blood and dust, and they were all fighting very ferociously. So we move on to the third stanza. D. Lodge's love overheard the king. Sorry, the last line of the previous stanza. The king says, the king comments that faith gentlemen, that is, believe gentlemen, they were all better than sitting in the gallery viewing the lions fighting in the arena than the lions fighting there. So the third stanza. Lodge's love overheard the king, a beauteous, lively dame, with smiling lips and sharp, bright eyes, which always seemed the same. She thought the count, my lover, is brave as brave can be. He surely would do wondrous things to show his love of me. King, ladies, lovers, all look on. The occasion is divine, and I'll drop my glove to prove his love. Great glory will be mine. Now, the third stanza, what does the poet say? That D. Lodge's love, the lady love, she overheard the king, that they were all sitting very nicely in the gallery, and the lions were fighting ferociously. And who was she? That lady was a beauteous, lively dame. Dame means a beautiful lady. She had smiling lips and bright eyes, which always remained the same. Then she thought that she wanted her lover to prove his love for her, and she taught him that he can do wondrous things, he can do very wonderful things, and he can go into the arena and prove his love for her. So she called the king, the ladies, the lovers, all to look on the occasion, which was divine, means which was a rare spectacle. And she said that she will drop her glove to prove the Count Lodge's love and the glory, and she will find herself in a very glorious moment. So this is what her pride, her vanity made her do. She dropped her glove. Now we move to the fourth stanza. She dropped her glove to prove his love, then looked at him and smiled. He bowed and in a moment leaped among the lions wild. The leap was quick, return was quick. He regained his place. Then threw the glove, but not with love, right in the lady's face. By God, said Francis, rightly done. And he rose from where he sat. No love, quoth he, but vanity sets love a task like that. So what did she do? She dropped her glove in the arena, and she wanted him to prove his love. And then she looked at him and smiled. And he, with great respect, he, in this very same moment, he jumped into among the wild lions, and the jump was very quick, and of course the return was also quick. It was so quick that the lions could not even understand that a human has fallen in the arena. And then he regained his place, and he came back to his place, and after that he threw the glove on the face of the lady. And King Francis at this commented that really it was by God's grace he has done the correct thing. D. Lodge has done the correct thing, because no love will set such a task, such a dangerous work for his or her lover. This is the vanity of the lady which spoke. So here this poem is finished. Now I take you to the figures of speech. Now here you see the rhyme scheme is A, B, B, C, C. Now each stanza is of 6 lines. So the first stanza, I'll just tell you, first line of each stanza matches with the second line. That is, in the first stanza, you see royal sport. Next line is coat, AA. Pride, side, BB. And show below is CC. So this pattern, this rhyme scheme follows in all the 4 stanzas. Now there are also the figure of speech of simile. That is the comparison when it is made with the use of as and like. That is, they bit, they glared, gave blows like beams. A wind went with their paws. So like beams, what is it? It is a simile. Then the third is there is an anaphora, which means that the same word is repeated in consecutive lines. So here the lines, and amongst them sat the Count de Lodge with one for whom he sighed. And truly it was a gallant thing to see that crowning show. So and, this is in the first stanza. This is when the same word is repeated in consecutive lines, it is called an anaphora. Of course, there are many alliterations, that is the repetition of consonant sound at the start of 2 or more consecutive words. Examples are ramped and roared, with wallowing, ladies lovers, great glory, then through the. So these are the figures of speech. I hope you have understood, and if you have any doubt, please write in the comment box. I will clear your queries in that. So I'll come up with some more videos. Please stay tuned with me. Thank you.